Welcome to the Sony booth at the ISC West show in Las Vegas, where we're introducing two brand new full-frame sensor 4K cameras, the SNC-VB770 as well as the UMC-S3C cameras. We are also launching a brand new video management software in an appliance form as well as server software form. This is the entrance to our booth, where we're showing the power of 4K in many different applications, such as seashore monitoring, transportation applications, or any other critical infrastructure where wide area network video monitoring is necessary so you don't miss the finer details. At this station at the ISC, we're showing the intelligent capability of the SNC-VB770R, which will also be applied to the new camera, which is the SNC-VB770. This is the intelligent cropping function. As you know, in the 4K resolution areas, we're talking about a lot of detailed images, lots of data. To save bandwidth and storage, we have introduced a feature called intelligent cropping. There are two modes. One is to crop in Full HD or to crop in VGA. We can actually crop up to 2 Full HD images as well as 4 VGA size images. What does that do for you? We actually capture an entire scene in Full HD, and we can also capture dynamically tied into motion detection, where we can actually crop the native resolution either in Full HD or VGA and track that motion. So it's a virtual pan and tilt without losing detail as we are cropping the native resolution. This station here, we are demonstrating here in this diorama exactly how this happens. As you can see on the top picture, that's actually on top left-hand side, you will see a Full HD of an entire scene. On the lower left-hand side, we set up a motion detection area such that when the train passes, the camera captures that motion detection and it'll start tracking that train all the way across the field of view of the camera. This is the picture quality station for the new 4K camera. Our new 4K camera introduction is an E-mount full-frame sensor camera, the SNC-VB770. Alongside the SNC-VB770, we're also showing our SNC-VM772R, which is the 1-inch sensor with a 3x optical mini-dome camera. This is the picture quality from the SNC-VB770, and this is the picture quality that you get from the SNC-VM772R. As you can see, both cameras will give you great picture and details. This is the intelligent coding demonstration area at the ISC West booth. As you know, as you increase resolution, you're going to need more bandwidth or storage. To mitigate against bandwidth and storage, what we do is we use a technology called region of interest coding. What is region of interest coding? Region of interest is basically saying we can specify an area and say this is an area where I want the best picture quality, and in the other areas we want to see what's going on, but we don't really need that much detail. Doing so allows us to reduce the bandwidth and storage. We can do this two ways, dynamically or statically. Tying it with a motion detection, we can basically track that motion and maintain the high picture quality within that motion field of view, and the other areas will have lesser quality, thereby reducing the bandwidth requirements. This is the technology showcase area at the ISC West show. What we're showing here is an edge storage SD card. What makes this special? Number one, as you know, a lot of cameras nowadays have an SD card storage for redundancy. Like if the network goes down, you need to be able to store the video in the card. When the network comes back up, you want to stream it all back to the head end. The difference about this card, what makes this card different, is that this card was developed in conjunction with our media group. This card actually has 10 times the life of a traditional or normal consumer type SD card. So we warranty this card for 3 years, number one. Number two, if and when this card starts to deteriorate and it's about to fail, the camera can actually send a notification to the head end and or the end user via email that the card is experiencing problems, it's time to change the card. This is what edge notification function is. So this is an SD card feature as well as a camera feature. This is the new 4K camera, alongside of the introduction that we have for the network-based SNC-VB770. This, as you can see, is a much smaller version. It's still a full-frame E-mount sensor using the same type of technology. However, this is meant for a different type of application. It has an HDMI output and a USB interface, as well as an SD card slot for storage. It is DC 12-volt powered. So where to use these cameras? We see these cameras being used in a variety of applications, either for scientific studies or even in UAVs, for example, for either law enforcement or geological surveys, that type of application. This is the new recording solutions that we are introducing at the ISC West show. Instead of showing you all the different ways to operate the product, what we have decided is to show you certain capabilities of the product. So for example, we have a screen recorder function on this VMS that allows you to capture a screenshot and feed it into the system. So for example, on the upper left-hand corner, you can see a train scenario map. Where is the train located? What's it doing now? And around it, you can actually see the live view of the cameras associated with that train that's actually traveling down the tracks. So that's the screen recording function of the product. This new product will also support all the 4K feature sets that I described earlier, which is intelligent cropping and intelligent coding. On the bottom right-hand side, as you can see, there's actually a person walking and there's a virtual pan tilt motion. That's intelligent cropping that the VMS is capable of doing. There are basically 4 different types of solutions that we have. 2 of them are hardware-based and 2 of them are server-based. There are 2 different types depending on the scale of the system. We have the standard edition as well as the enterprise class edition, which supports over 4,000 cameras. So this is the new introduction that we have. The H8W stands for hardware series, as well as the SOW, which stands for the software series, both available in standard as well as enterprise editions. So what makes this new 4K camera so special? The secret sauce is really in the sensor itself. This is an E-mount full-frame sensor. This new Exmor 12-megapixel CMOS sensor has some very unique characteristics to it. The fabrication process was changed a little bit so that the entire wiring layer was reduced, thereby increasing the area of the photodiode itself. This is actually showing you the impact of that change. By having a wider photodiode area, that means you'll have a larger light sensing area, thereby increasing the sensitivity. The second part is the gapless on-chip lenses. Every pixel has an on-chip lens where you focus the light into the sensor itself, thereby increasing the sensitivity of the product. Over here in this video, we're showing the comparison between a half-inch sensor and a full-frame sensor camera. This is the low-light demonstration area for the new 4K full-frame sensor camera. We are comparing this against our 1/3 inch SNC-VB630 Full HD camera. As you can clearly see, we're varying the lighting condition between 0.55 lux down to 0.04 lux. You can clearly see the difference in sensitivity. Both cameras are set to 1/30th of a second shutter speed. We don't use slow shutter, and you can clearly see the sensitivity difference between the 2 products. This is the network camera lineup area at the ISC West show. Here we're showing a sampling of our current Gen 6 products in different form factors. Small mini domes, bullet style cameras, pan tilt zoom cameras. And there are 2 stations here where people can actually touch and feel and play with the product and look at the picture quality of the product. So as you can see, we have the XM631, we have the 632, the EM630, which is mini dome, and then VB632D, which is the IR plus visible light bullet style camera, and our ever popular SNC-WR630, which is the 30 times optical zoom, endless pan tilt zoom camera. This is the 4K application testimonial video areas at the ISC West show. We're basically showing not only the feature sets of the product itself, but also where it's used and how it's used in different 4K applications like city surveillance, traffic monitoring, and the like.